We'll proceed to cook the chicken now. I'm using a clay pot. Of course, you can use your pan if you want to. Just add a little bit of oil. We're going to brown the skin of the chicken. I'm using a La Gourmet clay pot right now. They have served me very well. Just put it in. I'm just using one whole chicken. This is approximately 800 grams of chicken that I'm using over here. I'm just browning the chicken right now. The reason why I'm doing so is then it can absorb the color better when I put in the dark soya sauce. Now don't cut your chicken into too small a piece, because after braising it might just fall easily. So sizes like this will be just nice. Another reason why this is being done is because we want to induce the chicken fats to come out, so that this whole dish will be really good. You just need to brown them a little while more. Okay, this is about done. What we are going to add in now is 1 thumb size of ginger, sliced into pieces like this. Just put everything in. 1 whole bulb of garlic, just washed with the skin on. 2 stalks of spring onion, I've tied into a knot. Just put it in. 8 pieces of Chinese mushroom, I've hydrated them actually. So just put them in also. Let's give it a stir first. Now we're going to add water. We just have to put enough water to cover the chicken. So that's about right. We're going to add in the seasoning now. 3 tablespoons of light soya sauce. 4 tablespoons of dark soya sauce. I'm using this kind of dark soya sauce which is very thick and it's not very salty. So if you are using the salty type, please do reduce on your light soya sauce, the amount. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. 10 grams of rock sugar. If you do not have rock sugar, you can use regular cane sugar. Just give it a slight stir. Make sure the sauce is all mixed up. Now we let this braise for approximately half an hour. When it's boiling, we just need to put the lid back on, turn down the heat a little, and let it simmer for half an hour. The stock is boiling right now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put the cover on and let this braise for half an hour. This will be so good when it's done. Okay, 30 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Just take out the spring onion first. I like to thicken up the sauce a little bit so that when I put it onto rice, it will taste really fantastic. But before that, let's just add 1 tablespoon of Hoa Biao Jiu or Chinese cooking wine, just to enhance the taste a little bit. I'm just going to thicken up the sauce with some cornstarch solution. Okay, this is done already. Let's just give this a taste. I believe that this is fantastic, really good. Wow, it's really amazing, the taste. You can taste the mushroom, the ginger, the chicken inside here. Fantastic, I can't wait to try this. Alright, time to serve this. To marinate the chicken thighs, I'm using 2 pieces of chicken thigh, cut into small pieces like this. This is approximately around 400 grams or so. We'll be seasoning this with 1.5 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1.5 tablespoon of light soya sauce, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, dashes of pepper, as well as 2 teaspoons of corn flour. Mix them up well together and just set them aside while we prepare the other ingredients. So this is done. I will show you now how to prepare the sauce for this dish. Now we're going to make the sauce. I have with me in this mixing bowl 1 cup of water. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of light soya sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of dark soya sauce. This is the premium dark soya sauce. This is not very salty. It's a caramelized sauce actually. So if you're using those saltier one, please reduce the portion by half. Also add in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Mix them up well and set them aside. We'll go and fry the tofu now. In a hot pan or hot wok, add in some oil. We are going to pan fry the tofu now. so we need some oil. We're just going to slightly brown them on the sides. The reason that we are doing this is because we want to dry them up a little bit so we can absorb the beautiful braising sauce that we'll have later. These 2 pieces of firm tofu, or tau guan as we call it, I've cut them into 8 pieces per piece. So we're just going to put this in. Try to brown all the sides. Now when they are brown slightly like this, you can just flip them over. We'll brown the other side too. Look at how beautiful the color is. Of course, if you want it to be smaller sizes, you can actually do so. But I personally prefer it to be slightly bigger. I like the size to be like this. So once they're brown on both sides, like what you see over here, we'll remove the tofu from the heat. Leave the oil inside the pan and we'll add a little bit more oil. We're going to pan fry the salted fish now. We are going to create a infused salted fish oil. So we need a little bit of oil inside here. This 30 grams of dried type of salted fish. I've washed them and I've cut them into pieces like this. We just need to fry them until fragrant. I love the smell of salted fish when you fry them. I really cannot resist this at all. It smells really, really good. Now be careful not to burn them. Turn the heat down to medium or medium low. We want to get the flavor out into the oil. This is what makes this dish so good. So once you have browned the salted fish, remove them from the oil. If there's a need, you can turn off the fire first. Turn off the heat first. Or you remove the salted fish. Be careful not to burn the salted fish, otherwise you will leave a very bitter taste. In the same wok, I'm going to put in slices of ginger. This is 10 grams of ginger sliced. Fry until you can smell the ginger. Once you catch a whiff of the ginger, what we're going to do is we're going to add in garlic, approximately 3 cloves of garlic chopped. Now we're going to add in the chicken that we marinated. Put everything in. Move them around so as to separate them out. This dish is excellent with rice or even with porridge. Fantastic dish. Wow, the smell is incredible. You can turn up the heat to medium now. The important thing is don't let them clump together because we have added in corn flour as part of the marinating process. So we just need to separate them out. We just need to cook them through to about 80% done, and then we'll just add in the tofu after that, including the sauces. Okay, the chicken is almost done. We'll put in the tofu now. Tofu, put it in. Mix them up well. We're going to add in the sauce now. Let's pour this sauce in. Make sure that the tofu has contact with the sauce because we want the tofu to absorb all this beautiful sauce up so that it becomes very flavorful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the lid back on and let this braise for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Look at how beautiful the liquid is. Now I'm going to add in the salted fish. Normally I like to add in half, and the other half I'll just sprinkle over them when this dish is done because I like a little bit of crispiness in my dish. So I'm just going to put in about half of this first. Give them a good stir. Look at how beautiful the sauce is coating up all the tofus. So this is almost done. You just need to add in 2 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine. Just run it by the side of the wok. Give it a good stir again. And it's time to serve this dish. First, we are going to blend the ginger as well as the garlic together. Put in 12 cloves of garlic. I'll be using 100 grams of young ginger as well as 90 grams of old ginger. Why the difference? The difference is old ginger is spicier, so I'm using less of this. So just put everything in. I'm making more than what I actually need because I don't want to put it to waste, so I'm just blending everything together. Here's half a cup of sesame oil. I'll be using half over here and reserve the other half. Put the lid on and let's blend it. Okay, it's done. So this is how I want it to be. So now let's go and fry the ginger and the garlic. In a heated pan, pour in the remaining sesame oil. Pour in the garlic and ginger mixture or paste that we made. Now we'll slowly fry this until fragrant. Turn the heat to medium-low. I'm making a lot more because of the ginger that I bought. But once you cook this, this is extremely good if you want to use this, put over fish and steam them or over any kind of meat. It's really, really very nice. So this needs a little bit of patience. So you have to really stir it up because we don't want to burn it. This is halfway done. You still need to fry this for approximately another 10 to 15 minutes. Remember to keep stirring them, we don't want to burn them. Now when you see that the oil can separate easily from the ginger and garlic, that means this is almost done already. Now we just need to season this. We'll be adding in 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soya sauce, as well as 1.5 teaspoon of sugar. Mix them up well. Okay, this is done. So we just need to let this cool down before we add this to our chicken. We're now going to marinate the chicken. This is half a kilogram of chicken. I'm using 2 drumsticks plus 1 chicken thigh, or you can use any part of the chicken if you like. I'll be adding in 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of hua biao jiu or Chinese cooking wine, and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Mix them up well first. So once this is done, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of this ginger garlic paste into the chicken. This is very potent stuff, so just 1 tablespoon will do for now, for marinating. Put it in now. I prefer to use my hand to mix up really well, so make sure you wash your hand. So after this is done, we'll let this marinate for approximately 20 minutes before we steam them. The chicken has been marinating for 20 minutes now. I'm just going to add a little bit more ginger on top of the chicken, just to enhance the ginger taste. Now if you like to have more ginger, then by all means you can put a lot more. Okay, depending on how spicy you want your chicken to be, because we are using old ginger over here, so it's a little bit on the spicy side. So just spread them out. So it really all depends on how gingerish you want your dish to be. You can put in more or you can put in less, it's really up to you. So we are about done. Boil a pan of boiling water, and we'll go and steam this right after I put this last ginger bit on. Now that the water is boiling, I'll be putting in the chicken. We're going to steam this for between 10 to 12 minutes. This should be good for this chicken right now. So I'll see you back in a while. Okay, 10 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Wow, look at how beautiful this is. Now, in order to know whether this has been cooked already or not, all we need to do is use a satay stick, poke it into the meat and see if there's any red juices coming out. That means it's not cooked. As you can see, it's running very clear. That means it's cooked already. Okay, so you remove this. I'll be sprinkling some spring onions on top, and we'll be serving this now.